It began as whispers through ancient villages, red rain falling on temples, frogs tumbling from the clouds, ghostly lights flickering across frozen skies. For centuries, these moments made people believe the heavens were alive, angry, or divine. But what if nature isn't angry at all, just unimaginably complex? In this chilling countdown, we explore 10 moments when the atmosphere itself turned bizarre, when science met the supernatural. From emerald sunsets and clouds that roll like living waves to storms that never die. These are the 10 weirdest weather phenomena ever recorded, ranked by their sheer, mind-bending strangeness. For a heartbeat, the world glows green. Sailors once called it a blessing. Others swore it was the ocean's soul escaping at dusk. The green flash is one of nature's most elusive optical tricks, a fleeting emerald sparkle that appears just as the sun sinks below the horizon, or peeks over it at dawn. It lasts barely 2 seconds, yet photographers chase it for years. The secret lies in refraction, the bending of sunlight through Earth's atmosphere. The air acts like a prism, separating light into colors. Red and orange fade first, but green, that sharp, almost impossible hue, clings to the edge a moment longer. To witness it, you need a perfectly clear horizon, atop Everest, over the Pacific, or standing at sea level in still air. In those seconds, the universe feels suspended, a flash so strange it once fueled maritime myths of portals and ghosts. Imagine stepping outside on a frozen night and finding the sky filled with shimmering, vertical beams. White, pink, gold, stretching from streetlights toward the heavens. It looks like an alien invasion, but these light pillars are the silent choreography of ice and light. They form only in brutal colds, usually below -20 degrees Celsius. Millions of flat, hexagonal ice crystals drift through the air, aligning horizontally like tiny mirrors. When light from the ground, a car headlamp, a porch bulb, or the moon reflects off them, it appears to shoot straight up. The result? Columns of eerie illumination that turn entire cities into cathedrals of frozen fire. In Edmonton and Helsinki, photographers wait years for the perfect night. When it comes, the world glows otherworldly, as if the sky itself has split open to let heaven through. It flickers into existence without warning, a glowing orb, sometimes blue, sometimes orange, floating silently through the air. It drifts through windows, hovers above fields, and vanishes with a hiss. For centuries, witnesses were dismissed as liars or lunatics, but ball lightning is very real, and still, almost entirely unexplained. Modern science has captured only a handful of verified events. In 2012, researchers in China recorded one, spectroscopically identifying vaporized soil elements, silicon, iron, calcium, possibly the ingredients of this mysterious plasma sphere. They can appear during thunderstorms, lasting several seconds to minutes, sometimes exploding like miniature suns. Physicists call it the last great unsolved mystery in classical physics. Whatever it is, a lightning-induced plasma bubble or quantum electrical phenomenon, it moves as if alive, a glowing intelligence born from chaos. You're on the deck of a ship, staring across the horizon, and there it is, a floating city in the sky. Towers shimmer, mountains rise from the sea, ships sail upside down. You rub your eyes, but it's still there. This isn't madness, it's a fata morgana, nature's cruelest illusion. Named after the sorceress Morgan Le Fay, this mirage occurs when a layer of cold air sits beneath a warmer one, a thermal inversion. Light bends as it travels through the layers, stacking and stretching distant objects into dreamlike shapes. Sailors once chased these phantom lands for weeks, believing they'd discovered new continents. In truth, they were chasing light. Even modern Arctic explorers have mistaken a Fata Morgana for entire islands that never existed, the ultimate mirage, proof that the atmosphere can warp reality itself. High in the Andes, mountaineers tell of a landscape so alien, it looks carved by ghosts. Endless blades of ice, shoulder high, pointing toward the sun like frozen monks in prayer. They're called penitentes, named after hooded penitents in religious processions. These eerie formations emerge where air is thin, dry, and sunlight fierce, above 4,000 meters. The ice sublimates directly into vapor, sculpting sharp ridges that grow taller each day, sometimes reaching 5 meters. Charles Darwin described them in 1835, astonished by their symmetry. Today, climbers fear them. They shred clothing, slow ascent, and turn glaciers into mazes. Each one stands angled toward the sun, a silent army of blades that speak of radiation, altitude, and otherworldly beauty. Imagine standing in the street as crimson droplets spatter the pavement. The air smells metallic. The world turns red. It's not a horror movie, it's blood rain, a documented phenomenon dating back to ancient Greece, when soldiers saw it as an omen of war. Science later revealed the truth. Fine dust or spores carried from deserts or algae blooms can tint raindrops shades of red, brown, or even yellow. In 2001, Kerala, India, experienced one of the most baffling events: months of red rainfall. Samples under the microscope revealed tiny red particles, later linked to either desert dust or rare algal spores. Still, for those who watched crimson rain pour from a gray sky, explanation didn't lessen the unease. For a moment, it feels as if the heavens themselves are bleeding. At dawn over Queensland, pilots wait in silence. Then, like a giant serpent, a single cloud stretches across the horizon, rolling, tumbling, alive. The morning glory cloud is one of the rarest and most spectacular meteorological events on Earth. Spanning up to 1,000 kilometers long, this tubular cloud races through the air at 60 kilometers per hour, rotating as it moves. It's not thunder, not storm. It's a perfectly stable atmospheric wave. Burketown, Australia is the only place where it predictably forms, when sea breezes from the Gulf of Carpentaria collide under precise humidity and inversion conditions. Glider pilots chase it for the ride of their lives, surfing its leading edge like a skyborne surfer catching an invisible wave. It's serene, yet terrifying, a moving wall of air that breathes. The sky turns black, ash falls like snow, and then lightning erupts inside the volcano's heart. Few sights are more apocalyptic than volcanic lightning, sometimes called dirty thunderstorms. When a volcano explodes, billions of ash particles collide, generating static electricity. Sparks leap through the plume, illuminating the ash with branching veins of light. The 1883 eruption of Krakatoa likely birthed legends of hellfire, while modern eruptions like Kalbuco 2015 and Tonga 2022 have shown storms so electrically charged they could be seen from orbit. Scientists now use lightning detection to monitor eruptions in real time. Yet to witnesses, the effect is beyond science. It's Earth screaming electricity into the heavens. A thunderstorm born from fire. It starts as rain. Then, thump. A fish hits the ground. Then another. Then hundreds. People scream, laugh, and pray. It sounds like fiction, but across centuries and continents, it's been real. Frogs, fish, even spiders falling from the sky. The explanation is extraordinary, but natural. Tornadoes or waterspouts form over lakes or seas, sucking small creatures into their swirling funnels. When the vortex loses strength over land, it releases its cargo. In Yoro, Honduras, the Lluvia de Peces happens almost every year, celebrated with festivals. The fish that fall aren't even local species, proof they're carried from far away. Videos from Iran in 2024 showed fish raining down after a storm. Scientists later tracing the weather system back hundreds of kilometers over open water. Whether divine or meteorological, it's a sight that defies logic. Life itself, falling from the clouds. Over Venezuela's Lake Maracaibo, night falls, but darkness never comes. Instead, the horizon flickers, again and again, in an endless electric heartbeat. This is Catatumbo Lightning, the world's most relentless storm. Here, warm winds from the Caribbean meet cold Andean air, rising into clouds that ignite nearly every night. The lightning flashes up to 280 times an hour, for 10 hours straight, across more than 150 nights a year, the highest strike density on Earth. Locals call it the River of Fire in the Sky. It can be seen 400 kilometers away, guiding sailors like a celestial lighthouse. Even during droughts, when it briefly vanished in 2010, its return felt like the sky exhaling. It's eternal, unstoppable, proof that our planet is alive with energy beyond comprehension. From blood-red storms to clouds that roll like serpents, these phenomena remind us that the sky is not silent. Every flash, every mirage, every crimson raindrop is the atmosphere speaking, a language of pressure, light, and chaos. Science can measure the wavelengths and record the data, but the wonder remains untamed. As climate change reshapes weather patterns, some of these marvels may grow rarer or appear in places we've never seen before. Perhaps, the next time you see lightning flicker or a strange color bleed across the sky, you'll look up and remember. Nature still writes stories that no human imagination can outdo.